a projectile. And if you're thinking about what a projectile is, just imagine when you go to, it's kind of, I think it's disgusting when people like talk and eat at the same time. You know what I'm talking about? So like, and then they spit that food at you when they're eating. It's like, come on, you know. I'm wearing glasses and it hits your glasses. Like, so that's what a projectile is. It's something that's being kind of like thrown, right? It's launched straight up. Now, don't think straight up like vertically. It's kind of like that cartoon where the Wile E. Coyote does something and then falls right back on him. That's not the case. So let's go ahead and draw a quick picture. And your picture, everyone say palm. Your picture should be the size of your palm. And the reason why is because you want to be able to mark up your picture. So we kind of talked about maybe it's like your ex-boyfriend or girlfriend. You have something of theirs and you're like, I don't want this, and you just kick it. So in these problems, they're going to be the shape of a quadratic function, which is a parabola. So when it says projectile is launched straight up, don't think vertically straight up and then comes back down. From ground level, with an initial velocity of 288 feet per second. So your x-axis is going to be the independent, that'll be time measured in seconds. And then the vertical, your dependent, will be height measured in feet. Now we gave you guys a formula. S equals negative 16t squared plus VO t plus SO. Class, can you help me? What does the S represent? What did you guys copy? S is the vertical position. T represents what? Time measured in seconds. VO represents what? Initial velocity, or your speed. And the SO represents your feet above ground. When will the projectile's height above ground be 1,152? Now, it keeps saying the word above ground. So here, this is your ground level. Let's write that. Ground level. Ground level will be at zero height. So it says, when will the projectile's height be above ground? So that's their vertical position. 1,152. I'm going to write that there. Then I have the negative 16t squared. Did you notice where it says when will? When is a time question. When is measured in seconds. So basically here, this is what we're trying to solve for. T is equal to what? Plus VO is our initial velocity. What's our initial velocity? 288, so just 288. Don't forget the T there. And then our SO is this position here. It says from ground level. So in that case, that'll be 0. So let's go ahead and just solve for t. Now, I remember when I was a high school student, I didn't like the word problems, and then you're like, where does the t and the x come from? So in the word problem, this is t and this is h. Now if that's confusing for you, you can kind of just change it to different variables. This is your x and this is your y. So you could have a function that looks like this: 1152 x squared plus 288 x plus 0. But it's just better just to work with the variable t. Well, I have a quadratic, it's not set equal to 0, so I'm going to subtract. Zero equals negative 16t squared plus 288t minus 1152. I have a negative 16 here, so I'm going to take that as my greatest common factor and kind of hope that it's factorable. So I can put in my calculator 288 divided by negative 16. I get negative 18 t, and then negative 1152 divided by negative 16. And I get 72. Now think about this. If I'm solving for t, do you think you really want to use a quadratic formula with those big numbers?
No.
I would not want to. So let's hope this factors. Cross two numbers that multiply to be 72 but add to be negative 18. You can always draw out your x. You can always write out the factors. 72, negative 18. Factors of 72 are 72 and 1, 2 and 36. 3 goes in 20, 2 extra 1, 24. Anyone find it? 4 goes in once, 30, 18. 5, does it go in there? No. 6. 6 goes in once, and then what number? 6 and 12. What combination of 6 and 12?
Negative 12 and negative 6.
Remember, when you're factoring, you don't have to use the box because your a value inside the parentheses is equal to 1. Now I'm going to apply the zero product rule and set each of these equal to 0. Negative 16 is equal to 0. T minus 12 is equal to 0. T minus 6 is equal to 0. Class, can negative 16 ever equal 0? No. That's not a solution. Add 12 to both sides. T equals 12. And T is equal to 6. When will the projectile's height above ground be 1,152? At 12 and 6 seconds is the answer. Let me show you what that looks like. Now draw on the scale. Alright, so let's go ahead and figure out where this is. Alright, so I'm just going to arbitrarily, meaning there's no numbers here, I'm going to put this at 1,152. It's saying that your ex-boyfriend's teddy bear is flying in the air, and they want to know when it's exactly 1,152 feet in the air. Well, that would be at 6 here. So 6, comma 1,152. So this is time, and then that's the height. Then the teddy bear is flying, and then eventually comes back at 1,152 at time 12. So 12, comma 1,152. So this is 12. Now, some other properties of quadratics. Remember, it should be symmetrical, meaning you should be able to fold the parabola in half. So if you take this one down, notice from the origin, this is 0 to 6, so this is 6 seconds. I know, not drawn the scale. This is also 6 seconds. That means this will be how much? That'll also be 6. Does that make sense? So that would be t equals 18 if you needed that time. Last question. When will the projectile's height above ground be at least or equals to 1,152? What does it mean to be at least? Lower or higher? Show me your thumbs. Lower, higher. Okay, think about this. You're all waiting to grow up, right? I want to go to that special place, but I have to be at least 18 years old. What is it telling you? Your age should be what? Higher. Does that make sense? So they want to know this. When is a question. When will it be? Well, at time 6 seconds, 7 seconds, 8 seconds, 9 seconds, 10 seconds, 11 seconds, and 12 seconds, it's 1,152 feet. So the answer is interval notation, bracket, 6, comma 12, bracket, between 6 and 12 seconds. So in a problem like this, use the formula, substitute it, get a picture, gives you understanding.